Welcome to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web, the day after whatever the hell that was. Bucs lose 34-7 to the LA Rams. How do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them on a Monday night. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. Lots of nonsense. I'm not taking any phone calls right now. I don't know what you say. There's a lot that can be said at this point. No defense. No heart. Awful. Atrocious. Atrocious. Easy for me to say. There will be no Harry the Greek tonight, because you know why? Greek doesn't want to deal with you guys. He told me basically you guys are going to come on this show and try to run it. And I said, you know what? I got it. I want all the smoke tonight. I want you to say that Todd Bowles should be fired. I want you to say how terrible this team was. Because there's nothing you can say to contradict that. In all facets. Offense, defense, special teams, 24-yard punt. You got to be joking.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Coaching was not good. I've been a defender of Todd Bowles, but you can't defend it, can you? Although we talked about it. There is a reason why the Rams are being looked at right now as the number one team in the NFC, maybe the number one team in the National Football League. You have to get pressure on Matt Stafford. If you let him carve you up and go 12 for 12 to start the game, you get what you deserve. There was one sack by Yaya Diaby. I think that's one highlight by the defense. Everything else, nonsense, garbage. And there is talent on this team. Vita Vea, Yaya Diaby, Levante David, Antoine Winfield Jr., Tyke Smith, Zion McCollum, although you wouldn't know it because Devontae Adams had him for dinner. Roasted and toasted. Yeah, baby. So there will be no Greek tonight. It's just me and you. And I dare you, I friggin' dare you to bring some nonsense on this show. Because let me tell you something. It ain't going to happen. I'll take your phone calls. I'll read your grievances. But let me just put this out there. Let me put it out there. I've been watching this team since 1989. Some of you guys really don't know what losing is. Was that embarrassing last night? Absolutely. But some Bucs fans, some die-hard Bucs fans know that it's been a lot worse. The season's not over. It seems like it's over. It seemed like it was over last year. It seemed like it was over 2 years ago. It seemed like it was over 3 years ago. There are so many Bucs fans that want to be right. You just want to fire Todd Bowles. You get in your little bed every night with your Bucs blanket and you pray to your God that hopefully the Bucs will fire Todd Bowles. Let me put this out there on Front Street. Ever since the Glazers have owned this team since 1995, they have never fired a coach during the season. So wish upon a star, it ain't happening.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Because the Glazers are not like that. They make calculated decisions. So are you Bucs fans out there that are getting on social media and Bucs Life and all these social media platforms to engagement and have this engagement farming? Congratulations. You got a couple pennies for your dollar, but your 2 cents doesn't matter at this point. Because I'm going to take you through a time machine. and then I'll open up the phone calls. And I dare you to troll me tonight. I dare you. 1995, Sam Weiss struggled. Fired after the season. Hired Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy has his problems. Couldn't get over the top. Right, Bucs fans? Remember that? Philadelphia had his number. Didn't fire him during the season. Fired him after the season. John Gruden winning a Super Bowl. Fired him 2 weeks after the season. Raheem Morris hired the second year, 10-6. The third year after the strike, start out at 4-2, end up at 4-12, not fired during the season, fired after the season. The abomination that is Greg Schiano, with his second year at 0-8, not fired during the season, fired after the season. Lovie Smith, his second year, 6-10. Guess what? Not fired during the season, fired after the season. Dirk Cutter with his struggles. Guess what? You guessed it. If you said fired after the season, you are correct. So you can sit here all day long and say you want to fire Todd Bowles. And again, the defense isn't good. We know he's the defensive coordinator, but the Glazers are not going to heed your words. They're not going to fire Todd Bowles. The season isn't over. Was this one of the worst games that you've seen as a Bucs fan? Yeah, you could definitely throw it up there. Being down 14-0 before you even put food in your mouth at this point. I mean, honestly, I had a good laugh. Can somebody tell me why Baker Mayfield is in the game at that point throwing a Hail Mary? Because now he's hurt. Teddy Bridgewater comes in. And I don't care what quarterback you put behind this offensive line. They were absolutely god-awful. Awful. So there will be no Greek tonight. It will be just me and you. I will take your comments. I will read your comments. Facebook stars are open. YouTube super chats. You wanted this? You got it. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. They got the Cardinals next. Stop asking me if Baker Mayfield's going to play in the game. I'm not a doctor. Don't play one on TV. Sorry. Let's go out to the phone lines. Corey, welcome to the Evolution.
Peter, what's up, man?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Man, I see you a little bit frustrated about everything.
Yeah, well, listen, I think everybody's frustrated because when a quarterback who's playing at an MVP type of level, and let's just take our hat off to the LA Rams.
He was playing at an MVP type level. Right? I mean, let's let the cat out the bag, man. Mayfield been playing like crap last couple of weeks. Well, I know because I done betted with him to get 200 yards. He can't even get 200 damn yards.
Well, you can't get 200 yards when you're under siege by a defensive line with the Rams. I mean, you can't do it. I mean, you got Tristan Wirfs falling over. He was dominated by Jared Verse last night. You got the rest of the interior. That's a good defense. There's a reason why they have not only playoff aspirations, but also Super Bowl contender. Because not only Stafford, that offense is playing at a high level, but the defense is playing at a high level. But this was a test. We knew it was going to be a tough test by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We knew that they're banged up. We know they've been banged up all year long. But it's like Levante David said on Buccaneer Radio with the media icon, Mr. TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network, players got to look themselves in the mirror. It's not just coaching as much as the Bucs fans have this idea that for some reason the Glazers, who have never done it in all their years of owning the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are all of a sudden going to fire a coach during the season when they're in the playoff hunt.
They don't do that. They ain't never did that.
Never.
But let me kind of break something down to you. What I said last week. I said we're going against a gunslinger next week. I said we're going against a gunslinger because Matthew Stafford is bad right now. I said we can't get pressure with 4 weeks. And then when we send the blitz, it don't get home. So everybody mad with Todd Bowles and everything. If he can't get pressure with 4, he got the blitz to get pressure, to generate pressure. Yaya Diablo got a coverage sack. Everybody was covered up. So why didn't, before the trade deadline, Jason Light get a man some groceries, get a man some help, knowing he need help rushing?
I don't know. I don't know how much the other team wanted, right? It goes back to what? Is it a line from Billy Madison? It takes 2 to tango. Maybe there wasn't somebody to tango with. Maybe the teams that everybody think. And again, this isn't Madden. Like, you can't just jump on Madden and say, we're going to give you a first, a second, and a third round pick. And it's just like that. Like, the Bucs are not like that. They calculate things. They look at it. It may not seem like it to a lot of Bucs fans, but that's what they do. They value their premium picks. You look at Jalen McMillan. He's a third-round pick. You look at Bucky Irving. He's a fourth-round pick. You look at Tyke Smith. He's a third-round pick. Bucs fans are ready to give up a third. Bucs fans are ready to give up a second. Bucs fans are ready to give up a first. Do you think that Max Crosby is going to come any less than 2 to 3 first-round picks? And let's say you give up those 2 or 3 first-round picks and you have to pay a Max Crosby, which is not a bad thing, but let's say he gets injured. Then what? Then you're out of 3 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks, and you got a guy that can't help you in the first place. And then on top of it, you may not be able to re-sign a Baker Mayfield or somebody else. I know it's a crazy thing to calculate this because we always talk about, the salary cap being like the national debt at this point. Just nonsense because there is no such thing. They got all kinds of money, but that's what it could come down to.
No, they just got a budget. They just could kick it down the road with void years and stuff like that. They could kick the money down the road. That's the only thing you can do.
Right.
Right. But my thing is, it didn't have to be a supreme high-end premium pass rusher. Somebody that can just generate pressure, man. Just to move the quarterback off his spot. Did you see the game? That man was back there eating a sandwich, man.
Oh, he's back there eating a sandwich, back there eating whatever Harry cooked in his kitchen tonight. He was back there having a picnic. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what happens no matter what quarterback. We've seen it, whether it's Matt Stafford or whether it's Case Keenum with the Rams. You remember that? Bucs fans? But all too well, you guys forget, you get spoiled. Some of you guys just don't deserve it. What you guys need to have is you need to have your face kicked in by Bucs teams from the 80s when you couldn't watch them because they were blacked out. What you need is your face kicked in from the time when you had Schiano and Raheem Morris and all those doldrum losing seasons. That's what you deserve. That's what you need. Like I said, it's not perfect
the way they did Doug Martin, God bless the dead, ran him in the ground.
Honestly, some of you guys just need a reality check at this point. I'm not saying you, Corey, and I get it. It seems like all is lost. But the season's not over with, by the way. It's not.
No. We did. We went through this spout last year. We had a little slump.
And what happened? What happened? Did they come out of it?
We came up out of it. But like I said, we lost to a good team. That's a good team, man.
It's a great team.
And, I'm a Florida State fan, and I know Jared Verse get down. I know how he get down. So,
of course.
And it's just, man, it's just rough right now. The coaching, they were running stunts, twists, everything. You couldn't generate no pressure, man. And you look up, he ate us alive. Only thing I kind of got mad at Todd Bowles with, it probably wouldn't have made a difference. We was down there in scoring range. We didn't take the 3 points. It would have made it like we'd have still been down a whole bunch. But sometimes you have to take some kind of points to get some kind of momentum. But I don't really look at this on all the way coaching thing. It's just we not as good as the Rams, man.
Maybe you're not as good as them right now. Maybe you're not good at all because you don't have the talent. Losing Kalijah Kancey was a major loss, and I know people want to say, "Well, you're making excuses for Todd Bowles. That's what you do. We want Todd Bowles."
Man, we have lost Kalijah Kancey. We lost Mike Evans. Reddick out. We don't have nobody. We don't have no way to generate pressure.
Again, you're not generating pressure. We talked about it. It was a problem in the New England game. It was a problem against Buffalo, and it was not early, but after that, it was a problem, and now it's a problem against the Rams, and they make you pay, and they're going to take advantage of your mistakes. If you have coverage breakdowns by Zion McCollum, who has been absolutely dreadful, who was dreadful versus Devontae Adams, you're getting paid big-time money.
He was hitting them with them double moves, man.
It's not good, Corey. Corey, appreciate the call. Use your second one, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Good stuff. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So Facebook stars are open, YouTube super chats. If you like the content, give to the content. I will read your comments, but I'm going to come back at you. Okay? I'm not, there is nothing that's going to stop me tonight from getting at you. If you want this smoke, come and get it. That's all I can say. Because some of you guys are absolutely in the twilight zone. You are out of your friggin' mind. Can we get rid of Todd Bowles yet? No. He's doing a horrible job of play calling and motivating his players. Van House life. If I were the Bucs, I would get very friendly with John Gruden. Maybe have a chance at bringing Gruden back next year. Maybe even put Bowles back on defense only. You fans ran him out. You ran him out of here. It wasn't good enough. He won a Super Bowl, and then he was 9-3, and then it was 9-7. The Glazers got rid of him. You ran him out. I agree. Fire Todd Bowles, of course. Xavier, thanks a lot. He's the worst. Thank you. Fire Bowles. Great. Mary Poppins. Yep, definitely. Todd Bowles needs to lose his job after this last game. The time has come. Sorry. Fire Todd. Todd Bowles has proven time and time again he is a loser coach. That's what I've been saying all year. I wonder if this is the same guy. I wonder if this is you, Cam. Are you making these profiles? Replace him with John Gruden. Shoot, even Harry the Greek would coach the Bucs with more heart than Todd Bowles. Damn, lots of people agree we're all Peter. I think that's you, buddy. Bucs can't beat an above 500 team. We lost to the Patriots, Lions, Eagles, Rams, and Bills. Only above 500 team we beat are the Seahawks, and barely. You beat the Seahawks, but barely. You beat the San Francisco 49ers, but barely. You beat the Houston Texans, but barely. You still won. What does that mean, barely? Like, this is the nonsensical garbage that some of you Bucs fans throw out there. We barely beat the Seahawks. We barely beat the San Francisco 49ers, but you won, right? That was a good team. In the game, we won against horrible teams when we barely won in the late fourth quarter. You still won the game. What does that mean? That is the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my life.
That's great enough to suck right there.
I mean, absolutely dumb. It's just a dumb, troll, dumb Bucs fan. You are dumb. You are dumber than a box of rocks. And that's being nice at this point. This just goes to show giving. Okay. So we're not going down that. In fact, goodbye. Want to be racist? Goodbye. See you later. You're a moron. I'll do it myself. Don't feel bad, Tampa fans. My Eagles got embarrassed on a national stage, too. That they did. I've been saying it for years. We need secondary. We need a lot of help. We don't just need secondary. You need pass rush. You need linebackers. You need a defense to stand up. That's what you need. Let's go out to Steve. Let's go, Peter. Rams score over 30 on us. Bull still gets a great defensive coordinator. I don't want to hear about injuries. Everyone has them. They're just something we got to deal with. Well, yeah, it's something you got to deal with if you're missing Kalijah Kancey. It's something you got to deal with when your offense isn't scoring up because your offensive line is banged up. Your wide receivers are banged up. But to Steve, it's just something you got to deal with. Every team has all the injuries. Rams don't. Rams don't have the injuries that the Bucs do. Lito, our secondary sucks or socks. Whatever. I guess it stinks. That's what you're saying. Sun Devil Dave, let's go out to it. Go ahead.
Thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever.
Yep, that's definitely what I'm saying tonight to a lot of Bucs fans.
You know, after Sunday night, I don't know if you heard about here in Hillsborough County, there was like a big like sonic boom, loud thud, and couldn't figure out what was going on. Did you hear about that?
I didn't. I think that.
Yeah,
I think that was. I I think that was the loud boom was the Bucs defense not able to get off the field. That's probably what it was.
Well, they did further research, and they were calling if they thought it was maybe an Air Force jet. Then he just found out it was all the Buccaneer fans jumping off the bandwagon.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what it was. I think
was
that
this a joke?
No, it was
just
good.
A joke.
It was a good joke. I think absolutely.
Look, no panic. We're fine. Baker will be back. It's gonna be okay. I know it was a tough loss. I know that defense didn't play well. There's a lot of people getting toasted in the backfield. I'm gonna just trust in GM. Trust the process.
Trust the process. Is all you can
trust
do.
The process. Hey, the bottom line is this: if we don't get Evans or Irving back, so be it. This is Tucker and White's team on running. Eazy-E's got to step up, Shepard, those guys, and then Godwin's back, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, Godwin's back last night. I mean, you didn't see a lot of them. He had one catch, but hopefully he gets back into form here. They're banking on Mike Evans. They're banking on Kalijah Kancey, and they're banking on Jalen McMillan coming back. We'll see if it happens.
Right. And I agree. We'll trust but man, what if? Wouldn't it have been nice to have a Jacoby Myers or a C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the team?
I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the Bears picked him up. That was what it was about.
I know. But looking at it, and again, next man up. Can't make any excuses. The Bears had 6 defensive starters out in that game of the Steelers. 6. 3 linebackers and Gordon and Johnson were out, and then they lost Stevenson in the first half.
Okay.
So again, it's tough. I mean, it's tough, but I think that Dennis Allen, I don't know if he was doing witchcraft or whatever. He probably needs to get coach of the year, defensive coach of the year for pulling off that stunt. He's done a good
job. And again, don't misconstrue this. I'm not saying that Todd Bowles is blameless. I've never said that. And stop.
No.
Bucs fans, stop putting words in my mouth. They never said that. But to come on this show and say every damn time they lose to fire Todd Bowles is ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. It's not going to happen no matter how much you say it, no matter how much you write it, no matter how much you type it, no matter how much you wish it. It's not happening. It doesn't happen with the Glazers.
Right.
Sorry about your damn luck. Go to hell. It's not happening. Go ahead.
Look, the Bucs have gotten, like you said, quality second, third, fourth round picks, right? In the last 5-10 years, 5 years at least. You just have to trust the process. Look at what the Bears are doing. They got all these guys coming up late second, third round, fourth round picks. One guy came up on O-line, Hippolyte. Another guy, Jackson, came in there and played amazing. He led the team in tackles. You just have to trust your backups. And the Bucs have a high quality system. Again, who did we lose to last week? We lost to the Patriots, on the hostile team in the AFC, might be a number 1 seed. We lost to the Rams, who now picked to probably go to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, look, we're losing to really solid teams that are just playing lights out. And the game, other than the Rams game was a blowout, but the other games were very close. So let's not panic. I think we got Cardinals, Saints, and Falcons next 3 weeks.
Yep. You got what you got is the Cardinals, you got the Saints, you got Atlanta, all 3 home games there, and then you go on the road.
We'll be 9-5. We'll be 9-5, right?
And then you face Carolina on the
10-5.
road at Miami. And
then, at worst 9-6. So let's everyone chill the F out, calm down, get off the ledge, and just trust the process. Believe in Baker, believe in the process, believe in your backups. We're going to be fine. We'll be 9-6 after week 15.
We'll see. We'll see if he can stay. We'll see what the prognosis is. Sun Double Day, appreciate the call as always. All right.
One last thing, hey, and you Buck fans, we might have some room on the Bears bandwagon for you.
We'll see. All right, my friend. Appreciate you.
Hey, go Bucs. All right.
All right, man. Go Bucs. Yep. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. The latest on the MRI. Per MRI, the Buccaneers believe Baker Mayfield suffered a sprained AC joint in his left shoulder. Per sources, there was no fracture, no structural damage. One source said the Buccaneers are not ruling out Mayfield for Sunday's game versus the Cardinals. Trevor, welcome to the Evolution.
How's it going, Peter?
Good, man.
Yeah, I'm just getting back home because I was actually out there for the game. Honestly, I think what we're going through as far as this team, whether people want to believe it or not, defensively we're going through a rebuild right now. In my personal opinion. If you look at what we did in the offseason, bringing in the young secondary pieces in the draft, you got Levante David, the aging linebacker.
Yep.
You know, we obviously need a little bit more help in the pass rushing. We need to upgrade the linebacking core. So, I mean, if you think about it, we're rebuilding we're rebuilding our defense. I don't care what scheme that you draw up. If you don't have the players to execute it, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? What was it, Buddy Ryan? He was the defensive coordinator for the 85 Bears, the 46 defense.
Correct.
He tried to go run that same defense with a few other teams after he left the Bears. I think it was he coached the Philadelphia Eagles. They were actually a pretty good defensive team. And then I think he coached the Arizona Cardinals in the early 90s too. And obviously that defense wasn't as good as that 85 Bears defense. And so the reason why I bring that up is it's like, you look at Todd Bowles and, all the criticism he's facing. And outside of being fired, I think some of it might be, justifiable. But I don't think he needs to be fired. But I don't care how much of a guru he is defensively. If you don't have the players to go out there and execute your scheme, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? I mean, you look at a team like the Houston Texans, their defense, they had Josh Allen under duress last Thursday.
Yep.
And then you look at a team like the Rams, which we played, hellacious front four.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Our quarterbacks were not comfortable the entire time, Bridgewater or Mayfield. Like, it was just, and until we have those caliber of players, in my personal opinion, it don't matter what we do. So, me personally, I mean, I'm not saying that the season's over, obviously, but
you're not going anywhere with this defense, giving up the yards
Absolutely.
that they're giving up. You're not going anywhere with this defense, not getting the pressure. You're not going anywhere with this defense when you have coverage breakdowns and communication faults and you have bad tackling. You're not going anywhere with this defense when it continues to be like this. That period. That's how it goes. Period. Does it help that you're not having Kalijah Cansey? Yeah, it doesn't help. Is it on the defensive players? Absolutely. Is it on Todd Bowles? Absolutely. You look at 3rd and 18 last night, every Bucs fan's nightmare, because you're like, okay, maybe they can stop them. And guess what? They're not able to stop them. You know why? Because you're playing a zone defense. You're playing back, and Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua gets open, and you get a first down. And at that point, it's like same old song over and over again when it comes down to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so between all of them, collectively between Todd Bowles, the players, and even Jason Light at the front office, they're going to have to come together during the offseason and figure out, well, between really Todd Bowles and Jason Light, they're going to have to really get deep into that scouting going into the offseason and going out here and getting some players that Todd Bowles needs in order for that defense to be shored up. Because like you said, until we're able to get pressure on the quarterback, his defense is not going to work, because the front four has to get that pressure. Just a couple years ago, Shaq Barrett, JPP, those were our two hellacious pass rushers that anchored that D line, and we was able to drop back Levante David and Devin White into coverage, and they was able to get turnovers for us because we had a front four that was relentless and they were getting after the quarterback. We don't have that right now. And so I love Yaya Diaby and everything, but he's not consistent enough. Even like I said last week when we played against the Bills, he was getting out of the pass rushing lanes. And I'm not a head coach. I'm not trying to teach anybody how to coach football, but I do know this. You play against a quarterback like Josh Allen and you sacrifice that pass rushing lane, he's gonna run right through it and carve you up. That's just a fact.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Oh yeah. At the end of the day, the defense it's just flat out terrible right now.
It's flat out terrible. There's no. Again, 34 could have been a lot worse from Matt Stafford and Sean McVay, but they called off the Dogs. Yeah, I mean, again, you give up 44 to Buffalo, you gave up 28 to New England. There are no slouches, but if you want to be a top-notch defense, you got to be a lot better than that. Even a middle-of-the-road defense, you have to be a lot better than that. Trevor, anything else here on the sports web?
I just tell my Bucs Nation to, hey, man, let's just ride this wave. Let's weather this storm. And, better days are coming, all right? So just weather the storm, and we'll be fine. All
right. Appreciate the call, my friend.
Yes, sir.
All right. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. All right. So we'll continue to read these comments. Again, if you throw out something racial or you throw out some nonsensical garbage, I'm going to block you. I don't care. I don't care if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram Live. You want to be stupid and you want to be a clown, you're going to get blocked. Okay? There you go. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Listen, you wanted this. You wanted me to be like this, so I'm going to give it to you. I told you. Be careful what you wish for. Let's see. I've been saying it for years. We need secondary. At least the Eagles win games against 500 teams usually. Let's go. Peter, Rams scored. Okay, we read that. Let's see here. Levante David is so bad. Last night, needs time to retire. I can't wait to hear what the Greek has to say. He's not talking tonight. He's not going to be on tonight. It's just me and you, Van House Life. That's it. Evening, Peter and crew. The game flat out sucked. It clearly showed we aren't elite, and that falls on the coaching staff and lack of talent in key areas. I'm ready for coach to retire or be gone at the end of the year. If it continues, then we will be talking about most likely a coach being replaced. That's certainly possible. Alex, welcome to the Evolution.
What up, brother? How you doing?
Good. You?
I'm doing good. Listen, I am not here to say nothing about Bulls, bro.
I don't care if you do or not. I really don't.
All right, listen. I have never, ever said ever to fire this man. Listen, I will admit one thing. What this man has been able to endure with the injuries alone, be shocked we even have the record that we do. All of us fans should be shocked that we have a 6-5 record. Any other team with the injuries, starting out the season with X, Y, and Z already out, keep going down, we get a guy back, we keep going down. I get it, it's hard. But you said bring some smoke. I'm not going to bring you nonsense smoke, but I'm going to bring you some smoke because you said bring the smoke. My issue is these really crucial decisions that we are making that are really, really, really costly. And I think it's not that Bowles is necessarily a bad coach, and I don't think he is. He isn't. I think he's a really good head coach. But the problem is these decisions he's making. Let's go through a couple real quick. 4th down, 4th and 2, 3 weeks straight.
Yep.
3 weeks straight.
Yep.
3 weeks straight. You have to run the damn ball there because, okay, we're already getting – I'm not even going to go back to the Pats game, and I'm not even going to go back to the game before that against the Pats game and the Bills game. I'm going to just stick with this game. 4th and 2, Matthew Stafford is eating your offense alive, eating us up.
I get it. I get it.
You have emphasized.
Hold on. You've emphasized alive 1,000 times now. I heard what you said. Go ahead. Finish your point. Land the plane.
But what I'm saying is, Peter, I think these fans are frustrated, and so am I. You know what? I'm not even going to speak for no one else. I'm going to speak for myself. I'm frustrated because these crucial, costly decisions, your defense is getting torn up. It's a bad day. Zion McCollum got absolutely destroyed, which, by the way, this is where I don't blame him. This is where I blame our GM. And I'm gonna speak. This is where I blame Jason. Jason has done a very, very terrible job the past 2 years. I'm going to be honest with you. Extending McCollum was an absolutely awful idea. That is my opinion.
Hindsight is 20/20. Did he not play well last year?
Get it, but
hold on.
1 year.
Hold on.
1 year.
Hold
1
on.
year.
Hold on. Did he not play well last year?
1 year.
Okay, but they decided to extend him. Okay,
Mayfield didn't get that.
Mayfield's going to get an extension too, Alex. What's your point?
I know, but Mayfield didn't. For his second year, he did not get
what, Alex, what's your point?
My point is I'm not necessarily blaming Todd Bowles. I'm blaming more this GM.
You're
blaming
Todd Bowles. You started out the call with blaming Todd Bowles.
Listen, I didn't. I said I started the call by saying I didn't blame him, but the decision making he's making on the field, which is true. You agree?
Okay, here, hold on a sec. So when they go forward on fourth down with the Bucs trailing at their own 29, do you agree with them going forward on fourth down, or should they have punted?
I believe, because at that time when they went forward on fourth down, or no, when they punted it, it didn't go for on fourth down.
Listen to me again, and let me go ahead and put this out there.
Okay.
Last night in the second quarter, when they were trailing by 21 and they went for it at their own 29, do you agree with the decision, yes or no?
I think we should have went with it.
Okay.
And we should have went with it again.
Well,
we should have went with it again the second time after we were getting our asses kicked in.
I think at the 29-yard line of the Bucs, you probably should punt it, even though your defense can't get off the field and even though your punter's punting it for 24 yards. So again, it's a decision where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Anything else, Alex?
Listen, I know at the end of the day, I don't want to upset you, man, but
you're not upsetting me.
I know you love Todd Bowles, bro. I know you do, bro. And I know, but the reality of it is this.
Alex, all I'm trying to do.
Please don't do it.
All I'm trying to do is get your point across here.
Okay, I will say this, and then I'm going to drop the call. They don't call it a mid-season slump for a reason. It's every year, no matter what injuries. Injuries are a bullshit excuse. How many DBs did the Lions have out when they played us and still destroyed us? That's called good coaching. That's good coaching.
Okay,
that is good coaching. That's good coaching.
Okay,
every team has.
Goodbye. Told you, not going to be yelled at. Not happening, bro. Not on my show. Forget it. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. All right. Let's see here. Levante is one guy as a bums around. I can't even read this. I don't even know what this is. We clearly need a pass rusher and better DBs and a tight end. Bunch of bums. Steve, Purdy 3 picks. Wow, sucks tonight. Guess he's a bum too. I'm just here to read the excuses for Todd this week. All right, David. Good to go. And we're off. Tuning in from Qatar. Always good content. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. The only nonsense is Bowles still as our coach. Let's go out to David Zuzman. David, go ahead. Turn your radio down.
Hi. Okay, so first of all, I would like to say that I really appreciate what you're doing, Peter.
Thank you.
Because I think it's very easy every single time when a team scores on us or they win against us to go after Todd Bowles. And I think we just have to be realistic, like everybody's complaining about Zion, right? And he had a horrible game. But if you were Todd Bowles, who would you put over there to cover? Would you put Hayes to play that game and cover the Davante Adams? Probably not a good idea.
Probably not.
So yeah. So
you were down Benjamin Morrison and you were down Jamel Dean, and everybody can sit here and talk about Jamel Dean. Yeah. Everybody has talked about Jamel Dean. That's the reason why you draft Benjamin Morrison, but you're down both of those players. You're asking Jacob Parrish and once again Zion McCollum and Vildor also. That's not what Jason Light planned. So again, we could sit here and criticize Jason Light all day long for the lack of players, but again, injuries definitely play a part in this. And if you don't think so, you're a moron.
Yeah. So I think injuries do play a part in this. The part that I don't think is excusable on Jason Light's part is, in my opinion, if you look at the 5 last drafts, ever since we started drafting late, okay, we're going to see that he used especially first and second round picks in a really bad way. And then here's the problem that I have with him. everybody can miss on the first round and on the second round. But when you notice that you miss on the first and the second round, you have to use free agency, use trades to get the team better. And at that point, I hate Jason Light because he always goes for the cheap players. He always goes for the discount players, and he never tried to do something more aggressive in free agency and at the trade line. So I don't think it's fair. The criticism towards
14 million is not cheap for Hassan Reddick. I mean, again, you look at the deal, it's a good deal, and you're thinking about it. Listen, you have a guy that had 59 sacks coming in, so nobody thought he was not going to be. He was going to be, non-existent at this point. But he's disappointing. But
I did.
$14 million is not cheap by any means.
I know, Peter, but I remember talking to you about that signing right when it happened, and I was completely against. First of all, he's 31 years old. Then last year, he had a horrible year. There were better edge rushers, even cheaper edge rushers available in free agency that he didn't pursue. Uche is one example. He signed a $3 million contract, and he's much better and much younger. So at least we could have some upside. But the Reddick proposition was bad to begin with, because even if he ball out this year, he's 31 years old. Who's going to give a multi-year contract for someone who's 31 years old?
Wow.
So
he had the opportunity to earn that multi-year deal, and I understand where Jason Light is coming from, because you take a shot because the guy has been able to do it throughout his career, besides last year with the Jets. And we thought, you know what? It's an anomaly at this point. It makes sense. You put a fire under him. He gets the opportunity to earn a second contract, either here or somewhere else. I understand the move. It hasn't worked out. You just started off the call by saying Jason Light doesn't spend money, but you talked about Uche, who is only $3 million. So which is it? Is it Jason Light doesn't spend enough money, or Jason Light doesn't make the right moves? I think probably
both.
Looking at
both.
Okay.
Both.
I think
both.
I think he's made a lot of good moves at this point, but if you want to look at it when it comes to getting an edge rusher, it hasn't been great. Yaya Diaby has shown flashes. He leads a team right now with 5 sacks, but everything else, you really don't have a premium edge rusher. I think
but then again, Peter, then again, what about middle linebacker? Like, we know ever since Devin White left that we don't have a second middle linebacker to play aside Lavonte David.
Right.
And what did we do? Like, the only one he signed was Anthony Walker Jr., who right now it's probably playing in some practice squad. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to stop ignoring how bad Jason Light is hurting the team by not being aggressive. And that's going to be my point. Todd Bowles, excellent job. Baker Mayfield, excellent job. Grizzard, I cannot properly evaluate, because with the number of injuries on the wide receiver room, running back room, it's not fair to say that he sucks. But when it comes to Jason Light, he absolutely sucks, and he has been sucking for the last 5 years.
All right, David, appreciate the call.
Thank you.
I kind of disagree with that, but again, there are people out there that have that opinion, and they see the needs on this team when it comes to a linebacker, which, listen, they had confidence in Savasier Dennis, hasn't necessarily worked out yet. Maybe they definitely need to address that situation. Maybe. Edge rusher, definitely. Definitely need an edge rusher. You don't have anybody at this point. You just got guys. You don't have anybody. Yaya Diaby and everybody else. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Nick. Glowing weakness is our defense and special teams. Seems to be getting worse every game. Game plan still bad. It's not what we expected to beat the Rams, but be competitive. Play with an attitude. Neither coaches are losing this team. All coaches. I know that Lavonte David had some type of players meeting at the end of the game, and it was not nice. It was not good at all, because that's what defensive leaders do. And again, going back to what he exactly said on the post game there, Basically, players need to look themselves in the mirror. There are good, talented players on this team. They got to play better. Zion McCollum definitely has to play better. In fact, this is from Joe Bucs fan. He says, I'm going to tell you the good version. I told them that we were embarrassed tonight. It was an embarrassing performance all around. We have to look ourselves in the mirror. It's not about what type of team we want to be, but individually. Personally, what type of player do you want to be? We have a lot to play for. The name on the front of the jersey and the name on the back of the jersey. You got to have purpose. Sunday, we didn't play with any purpose. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. James Sutton says, don't be scared. Van House Live. How about Baker's fake injury? Once again, nonsense. Like
That's good enough to suck right there.
I'm just not reading your comments tonight, Van House Live. So you can keep on trying to troll. You can keep on trying to write in stupid comments. And I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to ignore you. Let's go out to Ed. Ed, welcome to the Evolution.
That game was the most despicable game. I get it. You don't want me to jump on the coach. But
no,
really,
I don't care. Again, guys, I don't care if you jump on the coach. You could jump on the coach all day long. You could jump on everything if you want to all day long.
This is definitely a franchise lost here. I mean, you get. I don't know what the heck. I mean, obviously we're quarterbacking this a day later, but what the heck why are you throwing a Hail Mary pass at the end of the first half?
I agree.
I'm not really sure.
I agree. I don't understand that call either. That was mind numbing. That was definitely a play where I don't understand why you just don't kneel down at that point. Like, why are you throwing a Hail Mary with an injured quarterback? I don't get that either. It's a dumb decision. Yeah. Definitely dumb.
Yeah, I don't understand that decision. I don't understand this defense. 2 weeks in a row, it's given up big points. Not just, I mean, you're getting into the 40s on us. It's ridiculous, dude. Terrible defense. Now, granted, one was because of a turnover by the offense. That's true. There is that. But the offense is playing terrible now, and the defense is playing terrible. And I don't know what you do from this point. I mean, are we going to make it into the playoffs at this point? Are we going to back in? What's going to happen?
I don't know, man. I'm not a psychic at this point. I'm not a soothsayer, so I don't know what's going to happen. But you definitely have some winnable games on this schedule. You have Arizona coming up here at home. You got 3 straight home games. You should win these games.
Well, maybe who's going to be the quarterback for the next?
We'll see.
3 weeks.
We'll see if it's going to be Baker Mayfield or it's going to be Teddy Bridgewater. You may have to roll with Bridgewater for a couple of games at this point. That's the reason why you get him as a veteran backup. And I know he didn't look good last night, but I don't think any quarterback would look good last night behind that atrocious offensive line. And once again, give credit to where credit is due. That Rams defense got after it. Big time.
They decimated us. I've never been so embarrassed to call myself a Bucs fan.
You've never been so embarrassed to call yourself a Bucs fan. You're getting a little dramatic here.
No.
Really.
I'm being dramatic, but it's true, bro. It was
really,
terrible.
Really. How long you been a Bucs fan for, sir?
1976.
Okay, so you think this is the most embarrassing game that you ever watched?
Probably not. 0-26.
Okay, so you're being a little bit dramatic at this point for the moment, right? Come on.
Yeah,
now.
I'm just upset. I just want them to do well. I want them to win another Super Bowl.
Keep it in perspective at this point. This team is not going anywhere to win a Super Bowl, first and foremost, until they get healthy. Second, until they have accountability. It's not over yet. The season's not over, but you're going to have to clean some things up. Period, right? Stop saying this is the most dramatic or the worst game you ever saw. If you've been a fan since 1976, that's nonsense. What else?
Well, they had an MRI. Did anything come back from that? Are they telling us anything on the timeline how long it's going to be out?
Pre-MRI, the Bucs believe Baker Mayfield suffered a sprained AC joint in his left shoulder. Per sources, there was no fracture, no structural damage. One source said the Buccaneers are not ruling out Mayfield for Sunday's game versus the Cardinals. There you go.
Okay, well, that's good news.
We'll see what happens. We'll see if he plays or not. I don't know if he's going to play. It's not his throwing shoulder, so that's a good thing. If it's his throwing shoulder, the season's over with at this point. You still have hope. It's his other shoulder. It depends on if he can play through the pain. But the offensive line has to play a lot better. I get it. They've been reshuffled. It's just a tough time right now because you're missing your right guard to the year. And then you have this reshuffling of your offensive line where you have multiple guards. But I get it. Injuries are part of the game. They're not going to play a factor. Everything is supposed to go well when you have players shifting in and out. But that's not how it works in the National Football League. You have to have consistency, especially when it comes to your offensive line. And when you're reshuffling players in and out because of injury, it's going to change some things big time.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, that's at any level. Offensive line is probably more important than the defensive line in a way because they're doing things, they're moving around and doing things together every play. You know, they're doing different blocking assignments.
Both lines are important, my friend. Both lines are important.
Yeah, well, both lines are important, but the things that the offensive line does is they have to block as a team when they do their blocking assignments. Like if they pass a player off, they pass a defensive lineman off to another guy. They all have to work together in unison. It's a team within a team. And I'm sorry, that center, he's overrated. He's terrible.
He hasn't played well, that's for sure. I think, again, you're being very dramatic about this, saying, center's terrible. He's not having a good year. But, again, it hasn't helped with the reshuffling of the offensive line. Ed, appreciate the call. Thanks a lot. Use the second one. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. If Bowles gets fired, just don't consider Chip Kelly. He's already been fired. Greetings, Peter. At least the Bolts are playing well, but we won't hear from them because it's all about the Bucs. Sorry to disappoint you. Christopher Cole. Rams are an elite team. The Bucs are average at best. Even if the Bucs were completely healthy, they still would lose 8 out of 10 times. Not sure about that, but who knows? Time for bed. Thank you very much for tuning in. I agree with you, Peter. How many people want to be right about Todd Bowles being a good head coach? Sean, Brady's last year was horrible, so what is the point in bringing that year up? Because they still made the playoffs. They had their swoon. They still made the playoffs. That's the point. When they had their swoon in 2023, when all was lost, when you guys wanted to fire Todd Bowles, they still managed to win the division. I know it doesn't make that, it doesn't make you feel good inside because the NFC South is, in your opinion, the worst division in football. But by the way, the Carolina Panthers beat the Green Bay Packers. It happens. There is some good football in that division. I know it doesn't mean anything. Let's see here. James, you don't put all the Buccaneer fans together. Peter H. Blake, Harry the Greek. You don't listen to the Buccaneer fans that had common sense. Common sense is common. Todd is not going to get fired. He has a title all his years. The Bucs will not fire Todd Bowles. Mike D. Roche's, okay. Hypothetically speaking, if the Glazers do fire Bowles after the season, who is out there to replace him? Don't care. Don't want to talk about it until it happens. This ain't that type of show. I'm not looking forward to somebody being fired. I don't give a damn who's out there as a coaching candidate, and I don't care about the draft. The season is still going on. They're 6-5. Sorry. Let's see here. Sean, Wirfs got tore up by Verse, unfortunately. Isaiah, I don't think we fire TB until the season is over. And again, if it spirals out of control and you start to lose these games against Arizona, New Orleans, and Atlanta, your 3 home games there, which you should win all of them. But again, it's going to be a tough game versus Atlanta because what? Kirk Cousins. New Orleans is always tough because they have a rival, but it's a winnable game. Arizona is not a good team. You should win that. But if you don't, and you struggle to win the NFC South, and you lose to Carolina, then yeah, we can cross that bridge and talk about it. Until then, they're 6-5. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Christopher Cole, people need to relax because the season is far from over. Thank you. All the coaches have to go. James, phone lines lighten up. Damn, Jim Sutton. Not another LA team that might win a championship. Already got it bad with the Dodgers and the Galaxy. Jeff, Bucs will be fine, but frustration as knowing our talent is how some games we can't compete. Bulls will not be fired during the season, but knowing he's not coaching long-term, and if we didn't make the playoffs or losing the first round of wild card, then Bulls should just retire as a head coach. Bucky back for the Cardinals and hoping defense gets it together. Team chemistry has been off since the bye week. Good comment. Fair comment.
Oh, yeah.
Because the bye week has not necessarily been what we anticipated, right? Watching this Bucs team, losing to New England, not being prepared, being beat by a better team, but not looking good. Not looking good against the Buffalo Bills, not looking good against the LA Rams. It has not been good. Isaiah in the GM. He was hurt the last couple of games. Baker Mayfield has been playing injured the last couple of games. David, Todd has been here for 6 years. You would figure in 6 years he could have found the players to fit his defense. For him not to have the players he needs for his defense, who do we blame that on? Guess the players again. David, again, you're putting words in my mouth, and I kind of sense a hint of sarcasm, and that's okay. Again, I didn't say it was all the players, but there is talent on this team. Do we not agree? If we don't agree there's talent on this team, where does the talent need to be filled? 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Alex, I'm not taking a call until I get another call from somebody else. James with the footballs. Alex, Peter is coaching. The moment you deferred the kickoff, come on, man. You're a defensive head coach. Your defense is so bad. If it was one season, I get it, but doesn't matter. The rosters, injuries, etc. The Bulls midseason slump got named for a reason. This comment doesn't even make sense. They took the kickoff. They took the kickoff. They didn't put their defense on the field. They took the kickoff. So that makes no sense at all. Hey, I'm a Buccaneers fan. I'm not taking an easy way out, fire a coach. Hopefully Baker will be back Sunday. You need some bold stuff on your background. Thanks. Appreciate it. Provide it. How many times are you going to punt on fourth down? Run the damn ball. Well, again, they went forward on fourth down in the second quarter, down 21, and still Bucs fans want a bitch, right? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Peter H. Blake, did you watch the J.P. Peterson show? He was even leaning on blaming Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles, again, is not blameless. He definitely has to have this team better prepared, and defensively, he has to come up with something. Anything to make some stops. Again, nobody is blameless. I've never come on this show and said Todd Bowles is blameless. I've been fair about the situation. I will not go off the my rocker here or off the cliff and say they needs to be fired. That's nonsense. The defense has been playing like all year, every game. We won so far outside of the Saints game. We had to win the last seconds because our defense couldn't stop nobody. Well, you beat San Francisco handily. Yes, you have close games in the National Football League, but you beat a pretty good defense without your two starting offensive linemen with the Houston Texans, right? Seattle was a shootout where your defense does make a play at the end of the game to give your offense that field goal. Stop with the assortment of fake stuff there, fake news. Alternative facts, if you will. Let's not act like this team hasn't beaten good teams all year long. Let's go out to Steve. WTF, why did they start White after Tucker did well the week before? Makes no sense. Christopher Cole, was Bowles calling the defensive plays because I didn't see him with the play sheet in the first half? Come on, Bones. Isaiah, McCollum is trash. Sean, the pick shouldn't have happened. Down by contact, going forward on fourth on our own 30 was a horrible call. I know they only got 3 out of it, but at that point, it looked like they completely gave up. Well, again, damned if you do, damned if you don't. A lot of people will say you go for it. The analytics of ESPN or whatever is out there right now would say you go for it because you're down 21 at that point. Bucs fans would scream because he didn't go for it last week. I know it's a different situation, but again, damned if you do, damned if you don't. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. They're not real people. They're just trolls. Tim, bring in Lane Kiffin. Good luck. Looks like he's going to LSU for $90 million. Let's go out to Roger Shue.
Acknowledge me.
Go ahead, Roger.
The original tribal troll is in the house.
Congratulations.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
Just real quick, webheads, everybody, Bucs fans, please calm down. You're still above 500. You're 6-5. You still got a few games left. You can go on a run. You can pull this out. Let's have a little faith in our team, man. Come on.
Well, it's been rough. I get it. I get the frustration when it comes to this Bucs team. I get the frustration that you start out 6-2 and you feel good about yourself, and now you've lost 3 in a row to really good teams. I get that. I understand that. I definitely understand it. But also, again, put it in perspective. There's a reason why those teams are better than the Bucs right now. First, they're healthy, they're better coached, and they seem like they're ready to play. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything else?
Hey, you know, my team, we're basically living on a prayer.
Guys
we're in first place for the
guys are
first time since 2020. I'm enjoying every second of it.
Good for you guys.
But how long is it going to last?
Who knows? National Football League. It's a week-by-week league. It always changes.
Not for long.
That's it. Exactly.
But yeah, man. Yeah, guys, just keep the faith. It's not over till it's over.
All right, man. Appreciate the call as always.
All right, brother.
All right.
Bye.
Yep. Let's go out to the phone, or let's go out to the texting line here. Open phone line 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Facebook stars are open. YouTube super chats. See some super chats here. We'll get to those in just a moment. Isaiah, could you do it better? Yes, when we know it hasn't been performing up to standard. It's still a team sport. That it is. Same guy. You know I'm right. I'm sorry, but whomever's saying hire John Gruden are completely stupid and don't know squat about football. Carl, Peter H. Blake, I've been with you about not getting rid of Bowles, but after the game, we need to finish the season and make a decision. The play calling has been horrible this year. Again, that's a fair assessment. I definitely understand it. I get it. You have to watch this play out. But they are still in it. Has it been good on both ends of the side of the ball? No, it hasn't. Name and all. I mean, besides Tez Johnson, maybe last night with the touchdown, you get one touchdown in the whole game. It was awful. It was terrible. All across the board. Offense, defense, special teams. The reason why you didn't have any special teams returns, because you didn't score any touchdowns, so you didn't have to worry about the kickoff. Let's go out to Steve. We would lose to the Seahawks tomorrow, but you beat them, did you not, Steve? Again, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You throw this kind of stuff out there and you have selective amnesia because you don't remember when a shootout, when Levante David made the interception and gave the Bucs short field. You don't remember Baker Mayfield playing his ass off. You forgot that. You guys put that in your rear view. It's so funny how you guys put those wins against good teams in the rear view, but when they lose, it's always bringing up the negativity. I love that. Let the season play out, and then we'll figure everything out. Exactly. Thank you, Tim. Let's see here. Thank you. After watching the game last night, people can blame Bowles, but I'm blaming the players. They look like they have already lost the game. No energy, no fire. It's time for all them to step up. Agree. Let's go out to Corey from Tennessee. Corey, go ahead, my friend. Welcome to the Evolution.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm sorry I'm calling so late into the show.
Bro, it's okay. It's all right. You can call as late as you want to, as late as I'm here. I do apologize last night, Bucs fans, that I didn't give you a post-game show at 12 o'clock or 12:30 at night, but I was pretty much tired, and I was pretty much done for the day, pretty much done for the weekend. Do apologize.
No, that's good. Well, what it comes down to, you just said it, really, man. You got to let the season play out, because what it comes down to is, man, we're about to hit December and we still control our own destiny, right? Like the NFL is hard as hell. It's a hard place to win. It's a hard place to win consistently, and especially when you get into the spot. The blowout was the blowout, but let's be frank. The Los Angeles Rams are the best team in the NFL.
It looks like they are. It looks like they definitely are, especially with Matt Stafford playing at an MVP type of level.
Yeah.
Right.
Stafford is playing at a He's playing at a level that I don't even think anybody. I mean, he missed all of training camp with a bad back, but the defense takes the ball away and the offense doesn't give it away, and they're extremely balanced. It's a really good football team, man. And you know what? We went up against them. We had about 70% of our roster fine, and that's what the result was when you play the best team. And they're rolling. It's not like they just came off of a skid like they were when they lost to Philly, and I think they lost another game, and then they start reeling wins off. But like, we gotta, as a fan base, appreciate where the Buccaneers are, because we've never that's the thing, we've never really been here. We've never been 5 straight playoffs and a Super Bowl in that window and a couple playoff wins in that window. Keep winning the division. So we got to take it for what it is right now. And I get it; it's frustrating. Your team's on national TV and we get beat like a drum, but. And then the Baker Mayfield injury sucks too. But we should be favored in these next 6 games. So what happens, happens. I mean, the Carolina, who's right there on our behinds, they still playing the Niners tonight. I think they still have the Rams. They have us twice. They got a tough road. So we got to focus on rooting for this team and supporting this team to get them back on track. Obviously, there's some things that we can get better at. I mean, we don't even have to scream that loud, but talk about firing the coach 12 weeks in and firing the staff 12 weeks in. And like, all that stuff needs to stop. If we was 3-9, I get it. If we were the Falcons, I get it. Because the Falcons have talent and they shouldn't be having 4 wins, 4-8. I understand that, but we're not. We're controlling our destiny. It's frustrating as hell. I ain't sleep. I ain't watch SportsCenter all day. I ain't watch ESPN. But we just got to weather this storm. And let's be playing our best football with the last 4 games of the season. And I know I'm being long-winded. However, Todd Bowles did give us some good news today. He mentioned that he believes, he's not a doctor, but he believes our 3 very important players that have been out, that's Mike Evans, Kalijah Kancey, and McMillan for what he's worth.
Yep.
He's mentioned that they may be able to play before the season is over. So now imagine we can get into week 17 or 18 and we can get them to actually play a game before the playoffs start.
Right.
That'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. And again, the Monday's MRI revealed that Mayfield has a sustained low-grade strain, according to NFL media. So that means Tampa Bay could get Mayfield back as early as Sunday against the Cardinals. But you're exactly right. Listen, it's easy to be negative, but on this show, I try to be an eternal optimist, maybe to a fault, okay? But that's okay. That's the reason why you guys tune in. But listen, if you can tread water, if you will, with some of these, games that you should win, and you can get back Mike Evans, and you can get back Jalen McMillan, and you can get back Kalijah Kancey, maybe some of this stuff changes. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. Maybe it's just not the year for the Bucs. Maybe we over-projected them. It's possible. I said 12-5. They're at 6-5 right now. So they have to run the table. But you look at, these games.
But to be fair to you, this is not the team that started training camp.
Correct.
Right?
This is a totally different team.
At full strength, we showed how good we were when we came out. And even in that second half against Philadelphia, and we still weren't even full strength that game.
Well, Corey, you've never been full strength since the preseason game when Jalen McMillan got hurt. I mean, you haven't been full strength, since Tristan Wirfs and Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't been full strength all year long. Could you imagine if you're finally full strength? And even then, you're still missing your right guard. But could you imagine getting those weapons back and getting Kalijah Kancey, who means so much to this defensive line? Again, I'm not saying
it could be way worse. It could be way worse.
It could be. It could be the Raiders.
We could have lost to Atlanta. We could have lost to Houston. Those things did not happen.
Yep.
We wouldn't. You get what I'm saying? Like.
Yep.
Like, so we got to take things for what they are right now, man. We got to stop panicking so much as if we have won championships our whole franchise existence. No, I get it, guys. We're winning. We've been relevant in our minds for the last few years. I understand the panic. Y'all don't want to go back to the dark times, but we just got to trust what's in front of us.
Well, that's it. I mean,
the panic,
and again, and great stuff, Corey, as always. Anything else, my friend?
Go Bucs. Go Niners too.
Yeah, well, they're winning right now, 17-3. Niners over the Carolina Panthers. Wonder Panther fans are screaming to fire Dave Canales at this point, with them being in the playoff chase. Probably not.
All right. Hey,
man.
also before I go,
yes,
you see how good the Detroit Lions are. They don't even control their destiny.
That's it.
Right? We could be that.
Yep.
They don't. If all the teams in front of them keep winning, they don't even go. They can win 13 games and miss the playoffs.
Yep.
So there you go.
There you go, man. All right, good stuff, Corey. Use that second call if you want to. Great stuff as always, my friend. Love that guy. He brings it. He gives you some perspective. He's not out of his mind. He's not trying to fire the coach. Again, understand the frustration, but keep it in perspective. Right? Like when I was going through Marine Corps boot camp, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I was trying to be a Marine at some certain point in my life. Who knows why, right? Because I'm born to do this. They said any person can be angry, but a true person and basically a soldier can control himself. And then they taught you how to kill in there. But in order to be a true killer, you have to be able to control your emotions. You can't fly off the handle every time something goes wrong. You have to stay focused. You have to be accountable. That's what I learned in Marine Corps boot camp. Like, anybody could be angry. You can be angry all day long, but you have to keep that in focus. You have to be able to control it. You have to harness it. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. You learn something new every day about me, huh? How long we've been doing this show? Did I ever tell you that I was almost a Marine? I was 2 weeks away. Let's go ahead and go out to Todd Bowles. Well, actually, really quick, let's go out to this commercial here. We didn't get out to our sponsors. As always, let's go out to Up the Block Barbershop. Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether it's a haircut, a beard trim, a fade, they got you covered. Go see my favorite barber, Ricky, and all the great barbers there at Up the Block Barbershop. Tell them the Rolex reporter, Peter Blake, sent you. Again, it's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road. Let's go out to the phone lines. Broadway, you're on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television live here at Raymond James Stadium after your Bucs fall to 6-3. Go. All right, welcome back to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's see what we got here. Going through it. Let's go out to Brightside Broadway. Brightside, welcome to the Evolution.
Hello, Peter.
What's going on, buddy?
How are you?
Good.
How are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing good.
All right. I know everybody's down in the press, and it wasn't a good game. But am I losing all hope for everything we've got going this season? Absolutely not.
Well, that's a good thing. I would expect you, Broadway, not to lose all faith, and you don't need to necessarily lose all faith at this point, honestly.
We have had worse years. No, let's go back a little bit. We've had worse seasons than this in the past. I mean, go back to when the years Warren Sapp was playing, and before that, it's not hot. But we've had players in our first and second and third string get injured. And am I happy with how the defense played this last game? No, but I also know we have a lot we have been dealing with on both offense and defense. And I'm not losing all hope in Todd Bowles or the team. Do I think we need to get some of the players that are injured healthy again? Absolutely. I think Baker has been playing injured for quite a while. But that's just who Baker is.
That's it.
He's gonna play because he is the first string quarterback, and he's made that commitment. That's who he is. That's who his DNA is.
Agree, Broadway. Appreciate the call as always, my friend. All right. Love it, Brightside.
Thank you.
All right. Good stuff. Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Risa White says it's not Todd he's not out there playing. Our fans are so entitled. Shaking my head. Agree.
Oh, yeah.
Niners beat the Rams, so I don't know what they are talking about. I would call in today, Pete, but I got a sinus infection where you can barely understand me. Get better, my friend. We definitely need help on defense, something Jason Light should have took care of. But again, you can't bank on injuries. They're getting contributions by Elijah Roberts. I understand where you're coming from, but when you're down 2 cornerbacks, it's tough, right? You don't anticipate being down 2 cornerbacks, maybe 1 cornerback, but 2 cornerbacks at this point, that's tough. Carolina looks like the best team in the division. Not tonight. Update the score right now. 17-9 San Francisco over Carolina. Dave says also Bridgewater looks like he doesn't want to play. Wasn't impressed at all. He was not good last night. Again, nothing about that Bucs offense was good. He was thrown in a situation where you're down, you're one-dimensional. He's getting pressured. He hasn't seen game time in a couple years now, but they better get him ready. If Baker can't play against the Cardinals, then Teddy Bridgewater is going to be your starter. I know the truth hurts. While football is a team sport, who knew? The Marine, Bobby Raines, have they even won yet tonight? Yes or no? Dave, Sean, one thing about the 49ers, they have a good young defense. Bucs, not so much. Let's go out to Sun Devil Dave. Using your second call. Go ahead.
Thank you for taking my second call, Peter.
Absolutely.
I wanted to just add in a couple things. I know that let's talk about Cade Otton.
Yep.
So I know a lot of people are telling him, get rid of him. Statistically, he's number 9th in the league in points, fantasy points, and statistics as far as catches.
Right.
Out of 32. So again, I know he made that goofy, bumbling, bobble interception. I understand that. But I still take Cade Otton over probably 15 or 20 other tight ends in the league.
Well, listen, he's had the moment where he's had opportunities to catch passes, and I get it.
Right.
A lot of people are upset and up in arms. You know, did he have possession of it? Did he not? But you know how you determine that? You just catch the ball. We've seen it time and time again where he's had opportunities to catch passes. He's just very inconsistent. He's a young tight end. He's been put in a situation where it just, you know, he's blocking, he's doing this, he's doing that. He's also been a safety valve because you're not going downfield. You know, the media icon, Mr. TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network, mentioned it tonight that defenses are picking up on the fact that he's a safety valve. He's going out 2 to 5 yards, and defenses are starting to come and figure it out because the Bucs right now are so injured when it comes to that wide receiving room. I get it, they get back Chris Godwin, but they have Godwin on a pitch count at this point. They have nobody stretching the field. They don't have time to stretch the field because they're getting pressure in their face last night. So you've got to make those necessary adjustments on the offensive staff to get guys open. And it's difficult because you have all these injuries. You also have young players, which comes back into it. You know, Emeka Ibuka, I know it's crazy to think, but he's just a rookie. Tez Johnson, he's just a rookie. Yes. 3rd touchdown in his 3rd game. One of the bright spots on this offense right now. I mean, these guys are young. They're being put in these situations. So there's going to be some bumps in the road. That's what it comes down to when you're a rookie.
Absolutely. And I think that, you know, I was watching the game, Collinsworth, which I really like as a color commentator, you know, he keeps saying, you know, when Vita Vea is getting double teamed, I don't know what the percentage is, but when he's getting double teamed, which happens, seems like a lot, those other D linemen got to step up. Someone's got to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
And like Vita Vea is getting double teamed here and there. I mean, he's not getting double teamed all the time. I know that they're struggling statistically. I know they got toasted. Right now, they're 27th in NFL giving up 241 yards a game, 21st in touchdown rate allowed. And again, 5 of their losses, Eagle, Lions, Pats, Bills, and Rams. I think it's safe to say all 5 are probably going to the playoffs this year, right?
Correct.
All right. So, and they beat the Texans, who pretty much now they say have the best defense in the NFL. They beat a really solid Seahawks team on the road, and they beat the Niners.
Right.
So they've had quality wins. As far as I heard some people saying how he's not aggressive in free agency. I got that. But did you know since 2014 to 2024, the last 10 years, all of his draft classes, rookies, had the number one in NFL in games played in snaps.
Wow.
Okay, so that says a lot about the quality of people he drafts, whether it's character development, whether it's toughness. He drafts quality guys. And I know the knock is he wasn't aggressive in trade deadline. Well, let's look at that. Let's look at the Packers. Who do they get? Micah Parsons?
Yes.
Okay. They've looked okay, but they're not earth shaking. Remember how I said how I thought the Packers were the best team in the NFL in week 2?
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Browns and they lost to the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
2 teams that aren't going to NFL. So again, nothing's guaranteed. They figured out the Browns just ran against Micah Parsons. They said, okay, we'll just keep running right after him.
Yep.
He's above. He's maybe a average to below average, basically run guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
His thing is passing. That's you got to be a complete player. Let's look at the Colts. Who they get? They got the sauce man, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gave up a lot, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Did they beat the Chiefs this week?
No, they didn't.
They didn't. They were up 20-9.
Yes, and they lost 23-20 in overtime.
When you gave up 2 first-round picks, and I want my picks back, I want all of them, and I want Putney just because I damn well feel like it, right?
Right, exactly. Yes, great.
But look,
line
it's
from
nothing's guaranteed, baby.
No, it's not.
Look, they got the sauce, and they still lost to the Chiefs. They got sauce because those are the games we're supposed to win, right?
Fire the coach because they
supposed to
started
beat the
out
Chiefs,
7-1 at this point, and they've lost their last. They're 1-3 here in their last 4. Fire the coach. That's what some of the fans would expect.
But I'm just saying that again. Grass isn't always greener. Yeah, we could rip on Light saying he didn't get aggressive, but the Packers and Colts, they're still losing games, and they got 2 of the best defensive players. Micah Parsons, arguably, the best defensive lineman you think in the league?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sauce, you think he's probably the best corner in the league?
A lot of people consider it, but Mecca Ibuka has something to say about that as he toasted him at Raymond James Stadium. But yeah, he's considered that. Yeah, sure.
Right. So again, nothing's guaranteed. Also, I really like that quote you said about controlling your anger. I want to bring up one of my favorite movies, 42. There was that scene where Branch Rickey, the LA Dodgers owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was talking to Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked him if he had guts. And Jackie was upset. And he's like, what? You want me to have the guts to fight back? He says, no. Quote, I want you to have the guts not to fight back.
Exactly.
Because it takes a real man to control his anger and to reason things out. So I thought that was a great quote. Also, one last thing. Defensive players need to make great plays. The last play of the Bears-Steelers game, I believe it was a 4th and 4. They had to go for it. Rudolph throws a ball. So it's deflected. Now, it's not deflected by some 6'6" guy. It's Brisker, who's about 6'6". He just runs and he leaps as high as he can.
Sure.
And he tips the ball. He basically saves the game. What I'm saying is that undervalued or players that normally don't do things like blocking tip passes, they need to come in and they need to make plays at key moments. And Brisker basically saved that game for the Bears. You don't expect a 6'1" DB to block a pass on, and Rudolph's a big dude, right? Isn't he like 6'5" or 6'3"?
Sure.
So what I'm saying is that players need to make plays on the Bucs, whether Vita Vea is being double teamed. I know they were making plays earlier, when David made that great play in the Seahawks. So let's not give up. I just want to throw those points out on my second call, to kind of calm things down, and let's not just, throw out the baby with the bathwater. Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's good. I never
That's
understood.
But I'm just saying, let's calm down and let's just take these next games. I still think the Bucs could go realistically 10-7 win the division.
All right. Good stuff,
All right.
Sun Devil Day. Appreciate you as
Thanks for
always.
wasting my time. Goodbye forever.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff there. Appreciate the second call. Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. I know the truth hurts while football is a team sport. Who knew? Bobby Raines, have they even won yet? Yes or no? One thing about the 49ers, they have a good young defense. Bucs, not so much. All teams face adversity. We are not the only team. I'd rather run into bumps now than later. Realtor David Zuzman, welcome back to the Evolution. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Was that $20? Appreciate you.
Happy Thanksgiving. I really appreciate your show.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's really good. So I just wanted to push back on the last comment about Jason Light drafting a lot of players who plays a lot of snaps. I think it's about time for us to draw the difference between drafting players that stay on the NFL for a very long time as average players and drafting elite players. And I really, really would like to ask everybody to look at the last 5 drafts, okay? And compare teams that draft late, such as Chiefs, Lions, Eagles, Rams, and see how many Pro Bowl players they drafted, how many elite players they drafted, and then compare with the ones that we drafted. And I think, like, if we cannot criticize Jason Light for so many misses and for being so passive during free agency, we're gonna get stuck with a team that is just gonna regress, you know. And my ultimate point is just like a team that is not improving during free agency is a team that is destined to regress. And this is what's happening this year. We are regressing because we are not making the right moves during the offseason.
Well, listen, I think, again, and it's a good point. I think, again, has he hit on all his picks? No general manager does. When it comes to, edge rusher, JTS didn't work out. Looks like Chris Braswell hasn't necessarily worked out. And then at this point, Yaya Diaby leading the team with sacks with 5. Kalijah Kancey hasn't been able to stay healthy. I mean, you definitely, it's a fair point. But then again, you look at the other side of that coin, you see a Bucky Irving, you see a Jalen McMillan, you see a Tyke Smith, you see a Vita Vea. I mean, there's players, maybe the last, 5 years here, there's been definitely some questions. So it can go back and forth at this point. Luke Gedeke being a second-round pick, a small school guy. He's definitely hit some guys, but when it comes to edge rusher,
he was a hit for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
When it comes to edge rusher, it's definitely been tough to watch because it hasn't worked out, and there's no doubt about it. And of course, you go into free agency, and the reason why you have the tool of free agency is in case you do miss those draft picks, and that hasn't even worked out. So it hasn't worked out this year so far. We'll see. They still got a season left, and Hassan Reddick still has a chance to prove himself. Realtor David Zuzman, appreciate the call. We'll see you on Wednesday night, my friend. All right?
All right. Sounds good. All right. Go Bucs.
Yep. Go Bucs. Absolutely. Go Bucs. Go Bucs, I guess. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Go Bucs.
Fire the cannon.
Go Bucs. All right. Good stuff there. Let's go ahead. The truth doesn't hurt at all, but stop blaming and hating one guy. Smart ass. We beat the 49ers. Yes. This is way too many injuries to beat those good teams at this moment. I wish we had insured our defense when Jason Light had the chance. Call in, say it out loud. You won't. Okay. Bucky Irving, we definitely need him. Can we start with Bucky Irving? I mean, you're expected to get him back versus the Cardinals. We'll see. He's going through something right now. We don't know what that is. I'm not going to sit here and, try to speculate on what it is. It's something personal. It's not injury related. That's all I've heard. I've heard what you've heard at this point. So give the young man some time. It looks like, according to various reports, that he's going to return this weekend versus the Arizona Cardinals. I'm sorry, but we trusted GM Light enough. Haven't we? We need to upgrade a tight end. Grizzard's first-year play calling is getting suspect. Wonder why we struggle on third downs. Okay. Peter, don't read my comments. Laugh aloud. I'm going in on this. Okay. Jeff says, from here on out, every game is a must-win game. Agree. Chris Godwin Jr. is going to have his second game back next game. He is. Bobby Raines, we won't win with Teddy. Okay. Bobby says, I guarantee Baker will be out one game. The quarterback play tonight is awful. Bobby says guarantee Baker will be out Sunday. Isaiah says I don't blame one guy. Dip, spit. I was just saying one guy is trash. Plus, this is America. I can dislike who I want. If that hurts your feelings, go tell someone who cares. Dave, the fact that the Bucs must draft edge and linebacker in this year's draft, the secondary will be better when we can actually get a consistent pass rush. Good comment. Maureen says, Isaiah, you apparently care most because your response says it all, and the fact you had to say it. Okay. Dave, Vita was double teamed 61% of the snaps last night. Someone has to beat their one-on-ones, and that's not happening. Bingo. You're going to double and triple team Vita Vea, who has not been an impact. Somebody's got to go. Somebody's one-on-one. We saw Yaya get a sack last night. We didn't see nearly enough. We didn't see Anthony Nelson. We didn't see Chris Braswell again. It's the same old suspects over and over again. Deflection at its finest. Bobby, Bowles was carried by Bruce, Brady, and Baker. Triggered. You're still crying. Let's go out to Corey. Then, if it's a personal problem, how much blame does Jason Light get? Definitely could be personnel problem. I think it's personnel to a certain degree. But again, if you're losing two corners and you're missing, half of your wide receiving room, and you still have 6 wins, I think that's still impressive. We could sit here and nitpick about them not getting an edge rusher. That's definitely a glaring thing that hasn't been addressed. We'll see if Hassan Reddick can come back and be some type of impact in the second half of the year. I agree with you, Peter. How long do we keep hearing the same old song before we could turn the channel? I don't know, Dave. Lightning just beat the Flyers 4-0 for the 4th win in a row. Now we're in first place in the Atlantic Division and are doing with the same amount of injuries as the Bucs. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't know if they have as many injuries as the Bucs, though. They are missing some players on that team. Poor little man doesn't like when someone doesn't. Okay. All right. Dave, has Grizzard gotten worse with play calling, or are the offensive injuries hurting his options? I think it's a combination of both, but more so just, from the aspect of the offensive injuries hurting his options. When you have reshuffling offensive lines, when you have young players, when you have defensive coordinators catching up on the tendencies from those young players and everything else, I definitely think it's a combination, but more so the latter. Let's go out to this guy.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell is the matter with you?
Let's go out to Jim. Go ahead.
How you doing, man?
Doing good, bud. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Hey, listen, I just wanted to say, man, I think I'm hoping that Teddy Bridgewater gets this next game, and I hope we pull off a win, because I don't understand how people don't think he can win a game. They must not have watched Teddy Bridgewater back when he was on the other team. He could get a game now.
Sure. Again, update the score right now. 49ers 20-9 over the Panthers. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's not the world beatingest quarterback, but he's a guy to be a great backup. So
he's a credible backup who's played for lots of teams, but he's been able to win some games. That's what it comes down to.
I told another fan that he don't turn the ball over either. That's what's really about him. So I want him to play and get us a win. That's my dreams. But hopefully, people need to get off the back of the whole team. Let us play to finish the season out. I don't know what our record's going to be. I have been asking analysts, what do you think our record's going to be?
Well, I said 12-5 at the beginning of the year, so I don't know what's going to be now. We'll see.
Okay, well, I'm not going to have a good answer on that. I'm just going to watch and enjoy the rest of my Tampa Bay season. I love the team. Jason Light, hopefully we can get some stuff together after the season's over with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're firing anybody after this season, unless we just completely tank. I don't see that.
That's what it comes down to. That's why you got to let the process play out. Then if they do tank, they don't win the division, and they miss it, then that conversation could be had. But at this point, it's too early, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's way too early. And, these over-exuberated fans, they need to calm down a little bit.
Well, it's okay. I get it.
Yeah, I think, man, you just need to listen to some of the fans that, got sense about them. And we had some good calls tonight. We had, the calls, everybody was making sense to me.
So
To a certain degree, I think so.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't going off the wire. Maybe one guy called and he's starting to go off the wire. First he's making sense, and then he started to go off the wire a little bit. But you pulled you pulled him back in. I think you cut him off. So.
Well, I don't like to be yelled at on the phone. That's not a good thing.
I understand. Yeah. He started getting upset. But
yeah. Well,
I mean, come on, let the season finish out.
Yep. Agree.
They didn't did it about since Todd Bowles been the coach. They didn't brought it back every year. So
right.
It's like what's new. So we're gonna see. And I enjoy your show, man, Peter Blake. I send it out to everybody. I have, when I got money, I'll send you a couple dollars here and there.
Hey, Jim, I appreciate you as always, man. Use that second call if you want to. You're great, brother. All right. Good stuff. YouTube Super Chats, Facebook Stars. If you like the content, give to the content. I'm going to get through these comments, and then I will call it a night. Gave you all I could give you tonight. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being cool. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. It's never bad here. We talk, we conversate, we get frustrated. Some of us get out of our minds at this point, and I try to put you in perspective, harness it in. I've noticed that Jason Light doesn't draft well on the defensive side of the ball. Definitely comes into question. Great show, Peter. Xavier, Todd Bowles. Okay. I don't know why I'm reading this guy's comment. Bucs have finished at least 10-7, win the division, lost tough games to the Bills and Pats and Lions. Everyone chill the F out. Trust Baker, Bowles, and the backups. Sun Devil Dave with $10 right there. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Christopher Cole, Otten needs to start wearing gloves so he can hold on to the ball. David, we should have punished. Punished in that situation. We were barely moving the ball at that point. People need to calm down. Coaching is the biggest issue. You're paying Zion all this money to get toasted and failed to defend the boundary on 3rd and 20. Yeah, that's not good. And even Todd Bowles talked about that. Had a couple bad plays in the first half. I think the last 3 weeks he's got to correct a lot of things within himself. He's one of the best athletes, our best players. He's got to get out of that rut. We have to have him get out of that rut. We rely on him to make some plays. He had a rough outing yesterday. You got to come back and recover. That's Todd Bowles on Zion McCollum. Let's go out to David here. I still love your show. We can disagree. You can yell at me. You can tell me I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, I will still respect your opinion, and hopefully you will respect mine. I do. Always, Dave. No, he doesn't. He hangs up on you for spitting facts. Well, when you yell at me on the phone over and over again, I know you're trying to emphasize your point, and I understand that, but you don't have to yell at me, say it's coaching, it's coaching, it's coaching. I get it. I got it the first time. I'm not deaf. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I get it. You're frustrated. Everybody's frustrated. Todd Bowles gets out coached 80% of the time. David, outside of Vita and Winfield, what defensive player is Jason Light picked that has panned out? From what I heard, Bruce wanted Vita and Winfield. Well, Tyke Smith turned out pretty well. I would say that's pretty good. We once again saw the difference between good coaching and bad coaching, says James Flash Ludeman. Rams adjusted. We didn't. Simple as that. Chris Cole, can't win the Super Bowl by spending too much money. David, Vita was picked before Bruce came to Tampa. That is correct. That caller named David is high. Alex, enjoy your insight on this show, man, but you don't have to yell over the phone to get your points across, bro. No hating, just saying. Yeah, he knows. He knows he doesn't have to do that. Tell him to stop interrupting every time we speak facts. He said, bring the smoke. I did. Well, you didn't bring the smoke. You just try to talk over me. Just because you talk louder than me doesn't mean you are right. I did give you your credit. Let's go out to Russ. I think it's pretty apparent Well, it's just covered me up here. All right. I think it's very apparent that we got out coach. Sean McVay was on it. I don't think the Rams have a better team. What at position, McCollum looked like a high school player trying to cover a pro. I don't totally blame him because he's fast, but he's not coached. And man, I love Baker, but he's doing what he was doing last year. When he gets blitzed, he doesn't look down the field. His eyes are on the rush, and he scrambles and throws in the run. I definitely would agree with some of that. Definitely. Let's see if we can go back to that. There we go. Or that one. Let's see. That one. There we go. All right. So let's see here. Get out of that comment. Thanks a lot, Russ, for that. There we go. We're back. Like I said, no hate, but you were yelling over the phone. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. He yells all the time, but that's okay. Your true's bigger. What's up, Peter Blake? Here, all I can do is shake my damn head. Seriously losing faith in the season after showing like that. Jeff, bro on the phone, you've been through the worst. Stop it. But this just ain't their year. If we were full strength, there's no telling what this team could do, but we ain't been full strength all season. I truly think they need to move Barton to guard. Brederson was playing better at center. Tony, they need to sit Baker Mayfield for at least 2 weeks, let the shoulder heal before his injury gets worse. Yours true, I was surprised they gave Zion that contract. He hasn't been spectacular, had a few picks, but dropped a bunch more. They gambled on him taking a step forward. He didn't. Can't pay Dean enough now. Morrison is still a work in progress. Parrish is undersized, but good. We need to probably get another good draft pick or two at corner if they're going to bring in a veteran. Again, David Zuzman, thanks a lot for the super chat. Appreciate you. That's another thing. What happened to the two linebackers that showed out in the preseason? Both showed great potential. Why haven't they started them, bring them up, working in the rotation? I don't know. It's a great question. Let's go out to Zuzman. I hope Bowles is not fired because the reason why we are struggling is not Bowles' fault. It's 100% on Jason Light. Don't sleep on the Cards. They almost beat the Jags yesterday. Ralph. Cansey can't help this club if you're in the tub. Absolutely. Also, Deion Jones had a good preseason. If Dennis hasn't been good in coverage, they should utilize him as a blitzer. He'll try him off the edge. It couldn't hurt. Good effing comment. What head coach tells a team to go take an extra week off the bye every year? All right. Remember, Reddick was an inside linebacker that was converted to an edge, and then he started producing double-digit sacks. True. Todd Bowles is the only reason this team was successful the last 3 years. We did not have elite players in key positions. That's what I'm talking about, not utilizing your roster to their potential. You already know how I feel about Devin Culp. Has 5 catches in 2 seasons, all from last season when Otten got hurt. They were talking about Otten on Pewter Report, saying he was above average tight end, but not worth signing. Otten is a good tight end 2. Otten is not a tight end 1. Shane, I think Bowles is a decent defensive coordinator, but look at the players he has to deal with outside of Vita, who's above average. Winfield's not played well. Yaya could be good if he had another edge rusher on the other end. Jason Light has to take some blame. Agree. Fair comment. They're planning on moving on from Otten. They should see what they have in Culp this season, like they're doing with Morrison and Tucker, because White has been serviceable, but they will most likely move on from him too. 49ers up 17-3. Parrish, what's up, PB? Niners are beating the Panthers 17-3 halfway through the third quarter. Alfonso counted that as a loss at the beginning of the season. No surprise, but didn't count on Baker's injury. Hope he comes back. We go as far as he takes us tonight. I'm a Niner fan. I think a lot. Unless you want Todd Bowles fired, which you probably would be a Carolina Panther fan, and you want to see the Bucs not win this division again. On offense, they will change a player's position quicker based on the strengths. I think the Bucs need to do that on both sides of the ball. Bucs beat the Seahawks, Texans, and 49ers, all play outbound teams. Peter, you will see when we play the Seahawks first round of the playoffs, they will beat us. Alfonso, go Bucs all day, win or lose. Love it. And I know it's hard mid-season, but good teams make necessary changes before it's too late. Parrish again last night was rough, but I believe in my team regardless. Every week, a new week. Plus, you make the playoffs. No one talks about those losses. Yours truly, Bigga. They did nothing at the deadline, so I'm thinking they may have already been thinking ahead to next season, or they just assumed they would win the South. Dave, totally agree with the caller. The Rams right now are the best team in the NFL, and they're great in all phases of the game right now. Stafford is playing like an MVP of the league. Zach Mitchell, I don't think we have the talent corner-wise. We gave up so many explosive plays to high-caliber offensive teams. Not a recipe to go far, even if we do make the playoffs. Joseph Collins, Carolina losing tonight. Go Bucs, go Bucs.
Fire the cannon!
Yours true, Bigga, which ain't guaranteed now, by the way. They got too comfortable at the top of the bad division. Carolina on their ass if they're jumped in front. But the embarrassment last night is another top-tier team shows they are not on their level. Even if they win the division, they won't make it through the gauntlet that is the NFL playoffs. David, can we at least agree on the pregame adjustments and the in-game adjustments on defense aren't working? Agree. At least no, but the team as constructed. Jeff, from here on out, every game is a must-win. The mindset of our team should be just go and win. Isaiah, don't be surprised if Jacoby Brissett tears up our defense. We'll see. Possible. Jason Light is the biggest liability to this organization. Constantly wasting first and second round picks. Horrible in free agency. Horrible trading in and out. We need a competent GM. I think our ceiling is 9-8 now. So the season universe course corrected. We will always be destined to be 6-5. Laugh out loud. Agreed. I don't know why you were saying the Cards are W. They literally took the Jags to OT. David, well, for lying to us I'm pissed at Todd Bowles for lying to us at the beginning of the year. He said he was going to run soft zones all the time, play his corners 10 yards off the ball. Well, he lied. At some point, just making the playoffs is no longer the goal. Yeah, they look bad to the top-tier teams, but to average teams, they can win games. And I'll be honest, I wouldn't put us as a top-tier team right now. David, I understand people said we had the worst seasons in the past, but we weren't projected to be a playoff team back then. We are now, so I think we have a little bit to be a little pissed off looking at what Todd Bowles and they're putting on the field. David, no coaches ever are out on the field, but they get fired and hired. They're put on the field. Isaiah, concur. But if it wasn't, if I want to use sand, you better take it like a man. Cade needs to put the damn gloves on. David says, Dave England, so you're saying the only good player that we brought in was Winfield Jr.? Yep, let's give the coach a contract extension. Bright side, though, Tez Johnson is balling exceeding his expectations. Agree with that. Lights drafts a lot of average NFL players. He doesn't draft elite players. Dave, you do know that the GM and coach collaborate on picks, right? It's kind of the GM's job. Dave, the coach tells the GM what players fits his team. It's the GM's job to get those players. I waved the white flag like the Bucs when they punted on 4th and 2 in the third quarter when they got stopped the first time. Not totally giving up, but to win all healthy plays an important factor on both sides of the ball. We just suffered too many injuries. David, I completely agree with the caller. I've been saying it for years. How can other teams who pick late in the first round pick elite players? Well, we can't. And once again, who can we blame that on? If we're at full strength on offense and defense, it would be a different story. But the hope is things might be settling up for next year to be the year. Grizzard probably won't get a head coaching job, so give him another year to refine his play calling and establish identity for the offense. Just look at the defense. He had Kalijah Kancey, Hassan Reddick, Jamel Dean healthy, playing like a top-tier corner. Like he did that alone would make the whole defense better. Chris Cole, the David Walker injury really hurt. It did. Dennis had a few moments, but next draft, we can't ignore inside linebacker. I just wanted Jahed Campbell. He fell to the Eagles because of an injury situation, but he was a couple options in the second. We gambled on Morrison despite his injury situation. Swearinger went to the Browns, and they say he's playing like a defensive rookie of the year candidate. David Walker was a 4th rounder that played at Chuck E. Cheese College League. We cannot say that we were counting on a player with David Walker's record experience. Can we at least give our props to rookie? Because at this point, he's out-coached a star defensive coordinator. He had way more injuries on offense, hardly skipped a beat. We really missed 2 key players on defense for a long period of time. Our defense hasn't been able to stop nobody. Sorry, I don't give nobody flowers. I'm the man. The reason Light didn't go into free agency for an edge rusher is because he was counting on David Walker to have a big year. But sometimes when you got that dog in you, it doesn't matter how small your school was. That's why you're banking, but more for the future, which hopefully we'll find out. It's dumb to count on a 4th-round rookie edge rusher for a small school to be your savior, but Jason Light thought that would happen. He should not be a GM in the National Football League. Even first-round edge rushers really make an impact in the first year. Your Wi-Fi apparently is waving the white flag too. It is. Technical problems. Thank you. Much love, Peter. Great show. As always, go Bucs. Great show, Peter. Love you, bro. I know I was bringing a little nonsense. Love the sportsway community. God bless. Vea is so frustrated. No one is helping him out. And happy Thanksgiving as well. Thankful for everyone. We'll be back on Wednesday night here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Thanks a lot for all the calls. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Facebook stars are open. YouTube super chats. And as we always say on this show, bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your Rolex reporter, Peter Blake. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay Sports Fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. And as we always say to end off the show, keep the faith, Bucs fans. Panthers are losing. Go Bucs.